Just the back and forth momentum swap, and there's a big rock. Here comes Romero, but a pull counter.
There we go. We have a champion, ladies and gentlemen.
What's good, everybody? Romero17 here, and that is the official patch drop date. It's going to be January 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that's going to be when the patch drops on Friday of this week. Beforehand, they'll have the full breakdown of what's in the patch the day before on Thursday, January 11th at 10 a.m. PT. So that's going to be all the stuff with regards to when everything is dropping with the patch. So it's coming soon. Now, I won't be here to do a live test of the patch because I'll be busy doing stuff for my job, but that's going to give you the rundown of this. Now, the other thing is one of the spoilers got released today, and I think a lot of y'all will be very happy about this. So they've officially reduced the stamina recovery between rounds and made it taper off each round. So even at the first interval, the recovery has been reduced. As the rounds go on, fighters will recover less and less, whereas before, the recovery stayed flat. In total, this amounts to a reduction of nearly 20%, which is great. Now, there's another change that they haven't said yet in the spoilers, so I'm not going to say it just yet, but with that change added onto this, it's going to change a lot of things, and 20% is a really good number to start off with because how this works, plus with the other change that hasn't been mentioned just yet, a lot of people about to be gassing out heavy against smart players. Real heavy against smart players. But this is huge because it's always been the stamina recovery between the rounds that's the issue. And I think the first glimpse of it was when I was fighting Marshall Mind and he had Ilia Topuria and I had Jose Aldo. And we were both speaking of Marshall, he just saw my Jim Miller thumbnail. You guys will see that later today. But sorry, I got distracted by the notification. But now that this is back to this point, I think 20% is kind of like the number that it was at for UFC 3, which is really, really great because I give that game a lot of shit, especially because in that game, the recovery with the stamina was still pretty high. I have evidence, proof of like the highest level ESFL title fights where one guy, I think it was Pre-United versus Adveda X, he threw 100 more strikes, whiffed at a higher percentage, but when it came into round 3, they still had the exact same stamina, even though Adveda was the more accurate fighter and whiffed significantly less. So that's why I say don't let the rose-tinted glasses fool y'all. They still hadn't found the perfect number there. Now that a lot more adjustments have been made, especially with the next change, let me double check real quick to make sure that it hasn't gotten posted yet, because I did ask. I'm like, can y'all go ahead and let the people know about something else? Okay, no, they haven't done that, but that's cool. We're gonna go on to the next portion right here. They decreased the damage of elbows in the tight ground game. Tight ground game means when they're not posture, so that means when they're in bottom full guard, right? It says it right there. So they reduced it to a value that's only slightly higher than the punches. Obviously, like, the ground move levels matter, which is what they mean by the ground striking attribute, but it's still a slight decrease in damage. And also, it will still retain their bonus to cause cuts and aggravate swelling, so it still makes them a little bit more dangerous than punches because you still can have the chance of getting cuts and whatnot, especially in positions like rubber guard, but it won't be doing like crazy super damage where you can just kind of hold somebody there and just completely destroy their head health. So they just want players to use punches more in situations where they want to actually chase that injury, right? You want to do damage to your opponent. And the thing on bottom right there is they added Kamaru Usman to middleweight and they added Davison Figueiredo to bantamweight. So a little bit overdue there, but it's about time because that's going to be a great addition. Having Usman in middleweight is going to be really cool, as well as Davison Figueiredo, who showed out really well against Rob Font. So that's going to be it for day 2 of the patch spoilers. Hopefully you guys like that. Let me know in the comment section what else you guys think you guys will be seeing. What do you think I'm talking about with regards to what's also going to play a factor with the stamina changes that they just spoke about? So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Remember 17. I appreciate y'all. I'm out of here.